There were multiple decks, dozens of rooms, and a kitchen crew and bar prepared to meet our every need. I put my plate down and smiled. I've been here for days. I thought I'd met everyone. Oh, sorry, I think I missed a part. Stella's like, I want to introduce you to somebody. I paraphrase chunks of the book out, okay, to make this quicker for you guys. Stella's like, I want to introduce you to somebody. Hayden says, I thought I'd met everyone. I've been on here for days. And Stella laughed. No, he's new, she answered. Just trust me. There was that word again, trust. I pushed any worries I had to the side, though, and followed Stella down a set of stairs. After walking through a narrow hallway, we reached the door and knocked lightly. Come in, a voice with a British accent said. Go on in, Hayden, Stella said, smiling sweetly at me. I'll be right behind you.
A British accent. Who does that sound like?
I walked into the cabin and saw a famous 30-something British singer-songwriter lying in bed. He was shirtless and propped up on a few pillows with his arms positioned behind his head. From the waist down, he was covered by bed sheets, and I could see the outline of his body underneath. Oh my God, I thought, is he naked under there? Stella leaned down and whispered in my ear, I want you to get in bed with him. He has a huge D. She pulled back the covers on the unoccupied side of the bed, and I did as I was told. My thoughts were a bit of a blur. Look, I said, I don't know what she said. Okay, so then Stella leaves. She's now in bed with the British dude. She says, look, I don't know what she said to you, but this is not going to happen. I jumped out of the bed, pivoted towards the door, ran into the hall. I sprinted up a flight of stairs, then down another hall, ran until I reached my room. I knew I had to get off this boat, away from this horrible woman and whatever she was up to. Now, she uses coded language for the woman, and I propose that something worse happened here. And that is what evokes this response to be like, I have to get away from this horrible woman and get out of here, right? Or
God, I'm so glad she had some sense. Now, listen, guys, listen. You know, I probably should have done this at the very beginning, talked about when she started and what, but I bet you guys didn't realize that she was 8 months old. 8 months old, guys. She was 8 months old when she began modeling as a baby. 11 months old in 1990, it was her first on-screen appearance in a play school toy commercial, a train commercial. Guys, by the age of 4, she had her first major acting role as Sarah Roberts in One Life to Live. All right. Then her early childhood from 1994 to 97, she was recurring as Sarah Roberts in One Life to Live. Okay. Then Guiding Light came in 1996 to 2000, and she played Lizzie Spaulding. She began getting widely recognized by the age of 10. Now, by then, she had already had over 50 commercials as a child, okay? Then go to 1998 to 2005. Guys, she voiced Princess Dot in A Bug's Life in 1998. Remember the Titans? Dinosaur, and If You Believe? That was her early resume. Raising Helen, Tiger Cruise, Racing Stripes, and Ice Princess, all by 2005. Then, by 2006 to 10, she became a teen star on Heroes. From 2006 to 2010, that was her breakout role at 16, Claire Bennett. Then she was on Bring It On, All or Nothing, 2006. All right, that was the teen status deal. Then she wasn't even an adult yet until the Scream franchise in 2011, all the way up to 2023. Now, at the same time, she was juggling Nashville, and she starred as Juliet Barnes. She got two Golden Globe nominations, and they're still trying to pimp this girl out to some dude with money? Come on, man. She was in Kingdom Hearts. She voiced Kyrie and Zion across multiple games, right? Until Dawn in 2015. Guys, she started her career before she could even walk. 8 months old and got her first commercial at 11 months. Then she was a soap opera child star, a major film role, a teen superstar, an adult prestige TV with the Nashville, voice acting and gaming for video games and cartoons. She worked continuously for 36 years. Guys, this is one of the most uninterrupted child to adult careers in Hollywood. Okay? So that gives you a good idea of what she had going on. 36 years. All right, let's continue.
or it was just exactly what she said, right? What's interesting is that she's been obviously doing press for this book, and in an interview, I've seen people interview about her, and they imply that it's an older man, which technically it was, right? Because she was 18, and this British guy was in his 30s. I don't know, right? So let's explore this idea of who Stella is, right? And because this comes from tabloidy stuff, the Crazy Days and Nights blog. What do they call that when there's like a gossip item? I forget what they call it. Anyway, so we're just gonna say allegedly. None of this is true. Yada yada yada. Legal mumbo jumbo.
In my opinion, allegedly, and we're not really naming names, right? Rose, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And yeah, she was a really good actress. All right, 36 years. She died at 36 years old. She would be 37 on Friday, which, guys, by the way, also makes her a Leo. All right. Anybody else anybody else got those last month, the last days of the month Leo birthdays? DeVay Chase as well. I talked about that. The Ring girl. The girl from The Ring died homeless on a street while she had $2 million in a bank account that she couldn't access. She didn't even know it. Did you guys know that DeVay Chase died of, I believe it was HIV? Ultimately, the HIV became her. All right. HIV turned into AIDS and it took her life. And she had no idea that she had $2 million in a bank account that she couldn't get. This is tragic, guys. Her mother used her as a cash cow. Absolutely, she did. Abso-freaking-lutely. 8 months old.
Let's pretend it's this woman named Diana Jenkins that people online claim it is. Okay? Not me. People online say it. All right? Who's Diana Jenkins? Well, this is where it gets into the Epstein stuff. She is an entrepreneur from Bosnia, and her Wikipedia says she fled Bosnia during the siege of Sarajevo, which is quite curious, right? We had just learned last year, I think, no, not last year, maybe a couple years ago, we had just learned about the human hunting that was going on during that same time period, during the siege of Sarajevo, right? What happened was these oligarchs, kind of like the ones that rent those yachts, these oligarchs were snipering civilians for fun. Okay. And anyway, Diana Jenkins, she ends up fleeing Bosnia because of, during the human hunting stuff, ends up in California, launches a drink line named Nero, starts a music label, becomes an entrepreneur. In 2021, she joins the Real Housewives for season 12 of Beverly Hills. Apparently the only season she was on. But what's curious is that she coordinated, produced a photo book called Room 23. And if you go to the web,
guys, remember, this is for educational purposes only. This may or may not be the woman that tried to put Hayden in a bed with a super uber rich man. All right. CB4, thank you so much. That's awesome. Not just because of the super chat, but the 777. That's an angel number, and you know how we do around here. These celebrities do need to be preserved in life. No more losses. I wish. I think it's gonna get. Guys, I don't want to be cynical, but I'm jaded, right? I'm jaded. Y'all know I'm jaded, so I'm gonna stay jaded with the way this world is going. All right, and we keep seeing this time and time again. It doesn't matter if it's our favorite band member, Linkin Park or Chris Cornell. Guys, they just keep dying younger and younger. Yes, 37 on Friday she would have been. Love it. 777. Thank you. All right, this may or may not be the awful, evil
website for it. It says this. It says, this artistic exploration depicts a year in the life of a Beverly Hills penthouse suite featuring 100 celebrities. Proceeds support human rights projects. Now, isn't this curious? If all these stories are true, it's just another example of what do you call it? Every accusation is a confession, right? And the book prominently features Dennis Hopper. We're going to come back to him in just a second here, okay? But the featured photos of the 100 celebrities in this book, which is called, again, Room 23.
I'm glad you're still here, Carrie. I agree with you. Just sad, terrible situation. Everybody failed her. But at the end of this, guys, we're going to, this is all just speculation. We're just entertaining y'all with these people's names. Remember that? We're going to give away a shirt at the end of this. We just put it up. All right. We got a new shirt. I'm going to use that quite a bit because I am jaded AF. All right. Happy heavenly birthday, Hayden. Thank you. Thank you, CB4. Yeah, she passed away on Sunday, August 16th. They tried to push the narrative of overdose, but the toxicology report hasn't come back yet. All right. Doing something with Guthrie. Do people actually watch that? I don't know, Michelle. I don't know. That's the least of our worries. At least he stays in his lane. You're good. You're all good, Michelle. Don't worry about it. Let's continue. We got Turtle Island coming up in a bit. And guys, if it gets too crazy and too heavy and too gross, just leave. Okay. I don't want to put you guys in a predicament on Turtle Island where people are attacking you because you're voting for me or whatever. That's such bullshit, man. I really did think coming into this community that we can all boost each other up. Guys, I've never in my life, never, ever, ever been in direct competition with like women, right? You see, I'm a tomboy. I've always been kind of a tomboy. I've got my really girly girlfriends that accept me for who I am, and we move on. We're not jealous of each other. I'm not there competing with the short skirt and what have you. I've never had that. But on this platform, it's like everybody feels like they're competing with me. Guys, there's no competition. I'm sorry. Maybe that's me being cocky, but there's no competition. Stay mad. Stay jaded. Fuck. All right, let's continue. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get so mad that this world is just, it sucks. We want it to be good. We want to lift people up, but we can't change these evil, disgusting people.
Include George Clooney, Cindy Crawford, James Blunt, Kid Rock, Lindsay Lohan, Christian Slater, Vladimir Klitschko, this is apparently where Hayden met Vladimir, the boxer, was at the shooting for this Room 23. Obviously Hayden Panettiere is in here. The book's about $2,000 on Amazon right now.
Saucy skin.
But on her website, it says Diana conceptualized the creation of Room 23, motivated by the idea to pair her passion for raising awareness for the Sanella Diana Jenkins Human Rights Project. That's her name, Sanella Diana Jenkins. At UCLA School of Law with beautiful and entertaining photos of her friends. Jenkins is committed to working and raising funds dedicated to stopping war crimes, genocide, and many other human rights violations that will not cease without action. Okay. Now, Dennis Hopper is interesting, right? Dennis Hopper plugs into the occult. So let's take a quick little side detour here, right? Because he plugs into the world of...
Listen, guys, I love you guys so much. And Gianna, like, I'm an OG, right? I don't play around with that. Like, I don't play around with that. You talk bad to me and you're in my face. I don't play around. That's it. That's all. But when you're a keyboard warrior and you act like that, Gianna, I don't even want you wasting your time. Your time is better spent here spreading the love. All right. Screw them. Don't even, when we talk about that or we fight with them, it just gives them content. CB4 says, you the queen. We're with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all are here, and that's all that matters. Hey, the real Italian true sleuth. Thank you. Yeah, no competition, baby. No competition. Purple Rain, you got it. None whatsoever.
Kenneth Anger, which I did a whole show about his death when he died a couple years ago, because he was palling around with these guys, right?